On the night of November 22nd, 1987, an unidentified masked individual hijacked the television signals of two stations in Chicago, Illinois. The first hijacking occurred at 9:14 p.m. during the recapping of a Chicago Bears game. It lasted for about 25 seconds, starting off with a black screen, followed up by the masked individual with no audio playing.
McMahon and McKinnon, 14-0 Bears. Then the defense, which hadn't put up a sack in 12 quarters, finally did. Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. Actually, the computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild. So what we're going to do is start over from the top of the Bears and tell you once again about the 30-10 victory they had over Detroit today out at Soldier Field.
The mask was a replica of Max Headroom, who is a fictional character in a TV series. Max Headroom is a computer-generated TV presenter. It was assumed that this was an inside job, so studio engineers searched the building for the suspect. The footage turned out to be a pre-recording. Later that night at 11:20 p.m., during an episode of Doctor Who, the broadcast was interrupted by that same masked individual.
That is stupid. You should talk often with the old ones of your tribe. That is the only way to learn.
I'll get you a hot drink.
And some dry clothing.
Later that night at 11:20 p.m., during an episode of Doctor Who, the broadcast was interrupted by that same individual. During the second interruption, the masked individual called out WGN sportscaster Chuck Swirsky, held a Pepsi can, and said a slogan used by Coca-Cola. He then proceeded to hum the song Your Love Is Fading by The Temptations. He referred to WGN as the world's greatest newspaper nerds. He was then replaced by a man being spanked by a female character, leaving everybody watching confused. WGN was not able to retake control of the broadcast, and it was ultimately ended by the hackers themselves. WGN had no technicians at the time to resolve the issue at the broadcast tower, so they were powerless to do anything. Experts believe that this was done through sending a more powerful transmission to the station's broadcast towers from a tall building. The FCC's lead investigator also said that though it would require significant knowledge, expensive equipment was not needed to accomplish this. The FCC stated that those responsible for this hijacking would face a maximum fine of up to $100,000 and also up to a year in prison. The statute of limitations would protect the offenders from this punishment. However, even after all these years, the offenders have not been found. Theories have formed on the identities of the hackers, with one of them being that it was a former employee who was upset and decided to carry this out, or perhaps even a current employee. Another theory is that it was a group of hackers who did this as one big joke. However, even after all these years, the identities of those involved and the motives behind their actions remains a mystery.